Hey everyone, I finished watching the next Ninja Storm episode, Thunder Strangers Part 2. The second episode in the couple of episodes where Blake and Hunter are revealed to be the Thunder Rangers, even though we already knew that. So anyway, Shane, Tori, and Dustin make it out of the Megazord right before... Apparently it blows up, according to Cam, because they contact Cam, and Cam says that, the wreckage of the Megazord or something. But at the end of the last episode, it was all together. Like, it was smoking and sparking, and the cockpits were destroyed, but, it was all in one piece. Kind of. We don't see it blow up or anything, but, I trust what Cam says. So anyway, they demorph, and they're walking away, and, Blake, Hunter, and Kelly run up to see if they're okay. And the Rangers are playing it cool, not revealing who they really are. And let's see. Then there's a weird thing where one of them says, was it an alien invasion or it looked like an alien invasion or something. And they start talking really casually about alien invasions. That was weird. So then up on Lothor's ship, Zergain again offers to lead a preemptive assault against the Rangers, and this was kind of surprising to me. We actually do have Lothor bring up again. Let's see. The Rangers must be in their Ranger forms, which isn't what he said last time. Last time he said full Ranger forms, which I still don't know what that means. And also, I still don't get the logic of they have to be in their Ranger forms. What does that mean? What's even the point of fighting them when they're human? Well, are they invincible when they're humans? So what's the point of morphing? I don't know. The statement just doesn't make any sense. I don't know who wrote it, why it was written. It doesn't... I don't know what's going on with it. It's really weird. Maybe I'm thinking too much about this one dumb line, but it's a dumb line they brought back. So the writer must have thought that it had some kind of weight to it. It had some kind of importance. It has some relevance to the plot going on. Is it really just to emphasize or foreshadow that Lothor isn't telling the truth to his minions? Because I really don't think that was the idea this early on in the series. But I don't know, whatever. Moving on from that mess, At Ninja Ops, Cam tells the Rangers that the Zords can repair themselves. Oh, that's handy. Let's see. They're not fixed yet. Sensei begins to piece together a plan to use the descent among Lothor's minions against him. That goes nowhere in this episode. Maybe it comes back in another episode, like Lothor's dumb line. But it's a really weird assertion from Sensei, because all he has to go on is that Zergain came down on his own, and then was suddenly teleported away, and the Thunder Rangers went in his place. I don't know, it's a weird conclusion to come to. So, let's see. Cam warns the Rangers to be careful who they talk to, because he thinks that someone they know may have been the one that stole the disc from Dustin. So the Rangers return to their normal lives, and, let's see, they're just going about their normal lives, doing what they were doing before. Shane is still suspicious of Blake and Hunter. Let's see. On Lothor's ship, Zergain reveals he has a new alien to send to Earth, so... I don't know, Lothor is okay with this plan, because... I guess because Zergain didn't, explicitly mention it could fight the Rangers, it's just to annoy the general population. Anyway, the monster is a frog monster thing, and he can shoot out these little robots called polytrons that evaporate water. He drains a lake, then Tori tries to fight the monster, but she doesn't have her powers because their powers were... their morphers were burned up in the battle before. So she's trying to fight the monster without her powers, and Blake rides in on his bike trying to distract the monster from her, and he ends up getting hit by the monster. And so Tori takes him, and they escape to the ninja hideout in the woods. Cam agrees to help him, but he doesn't think Tori should have brought him there. Cam watches Blake, who's still unconscious, while Tori goes in and gets the morphers because he just finished fixing the morphers. I don't know why that was necessary to talk about now, but whatever. And so anyway, Blake opens his eyes, he sees Tori enter the Ninja Op entrance through the waterfall, and we see a smile, a very grinchy smile, appear on his face, and then he goes back to being unconscious, or pretending to be unconscious. Suspicious. Yeah, they don't do a very good job of hiding who they are. So, anyway, Tori takes Blake back to the motocross track, and he goes back to Hunter. They thank Tori, and they seem really suspicious and distant, more than usual. And it's really weird. I don't know why they act this way now. All I can guess is they thought that Blake was really hurt, or maybe he was really hurt, or maybe this is them, like, breaking through Lothor's brainwashing, or whatever their deal is. I don't know. So anyway, let's see. Cam calls and tells the Rangers where the monster is. They fight the monster, and then the Thunder Rangers show up and they destroy the monster. And the Ninja Rangers watch and they're like, "Whoa, they're really good." And then they destroy the monster, and let's see. So yeah, they destroy the monster, and the Thunder Rangers leave, and they don't fight the Rangers. And one of them turns to Tori and says, "We're even." And then Lothor makes the monster grow, and the Rangers call Cam to send the Zords. Luckily, they're fully repaired. They don't say anything about that. I guess we just assume that they finished fixing themselves. I mean, Cam fixed the Morphers, so I guess it takes about the same amount of time to do both of those. So then they destroy the monster, they go back to Ninja Ops, and the Thunder Rangers have broken in and they're holding Cam hostage. Then they demorph to reveal that the Thunder Rangers were really Blake and Hunter. We all knew that, pretty much. So then Blake tells Tori that he's sorry for using her, but we needed to find the Ninja Ops. So then they disappear, leaving Cam behind, and then Cam turns around, and then he tells the Rangers, "They've kidnapped my father." And then we end there. This is a really dynamic episode. There is a lot going on, and there's a lot of really cool stuff. There's a lot of really awesome stuff that I really, really love. There's a few weird things in it I'll talk about a little later. The first thing I want to talk about is way at the beginning of the episode when Blake, Hunter, Shane, the others, and Kelly are talking so casually about alien invasions, like it's a normal thing that happens often. That was kind of weird, and seems to retcon away the beginning of the series of Ninja Storm, where, let's see, oh yeah, like, in that first episode, they act like, Power Rangers are a weird thing that aren't real, that they're urban legends, or they're comic books, in the same sentence. And also that aliens are a new thing, and they can't believe it, even though they're, like, magic ninjas in a secret ninja school in the woods. Kind of a weird double standard these characters have. Whatever, anyway, now, apparently those older seasons, or at least something of the older seasons, something weird was going on before Ninja Storm, if they're discussing alien invasions so casually. Oh, and the monster in this even makes a joke at Tori when she tries to morph, then she remembers, "Oh yeah, I can't morph." And he's like, "I guess it's not morphin' time." And so yeah, we have a Mighty Morphin reference. I never noticed that when I was a kid, or a teenager watching Ninja Storm over and over again. I don't think I ever, like, registered that, yeah, this is a Mighty Morphin reference there. So, I guess Mighty Morphin happened, or at the very least, this monster knew who the Mighty Morphin Rangers were, or some team that uses the phrase "it's Morphin time." Let's see. I still don't know what Lothor's whole thing with, the Rangers can only be destroyed when they're in their full Ranger forms, or in this episode, just Ranger forms. All I can guess is that it's a really flimsy excuse for why Lothor doesn't, like, send a monster to attack the Rangers when they're unmorphed. Like, he can wait till night, they're sleeping in their beds or something, and then he just has a monster grow giant and step on their house, and they're dead. No more Power Rangers. That's all I can guess, because, that was always kind of a thing that Rhea knew who the Rangers were, she knew their identities, she could spy on them at any time. And it made, like, I remember jokes about, like, so, Rita's thinking of destroying the Mighty Morphin Rangers. She gets her telescope ready, and she's like, I'm gonna see what Billy's up to. Oh, he's in the bathroom. I'm not gonna look there. I'll look, what's Zach doing? Oh, no, Zach, don't do that. What's Kimberly? Oh, that's even worse. Yeah. So, like, Rita knows who they are. They don't have, like, secret identities from her. So she could totally, like, Goldar, grow giant, go down there and step on their houses while they're sleeping. I don't know. I guess it's to explain away that, like, to try and stop people from making those kind of jokes. I don't like Power Rangers is the type of thing where I don't think that really needs to be explained away. Like that's something that some of the later seasons, like or current seasons, have tried to do, where they're like, there's this weird trope in Power Rangers that doesn't really make logical sense. Let's try to explain it away, and sometimes it's clever and it works, like in RPM, and other times it's really stupid. I can't think of any right now. I don't. Yeah, I'm trying to think of more positive things. Anyway, moving on back to the thing. Da 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 da. Oh yeah, Zurgane's bitterness from last episode about being belittled and demeaned, completely gone here. He's like a fiercely loyal soldier for Lothor, and there's like no indication he would ever go against him here. Anyway, it did make me think about Zurgane and Lothor. How did they meet? Why did Lothor recruit Zurgane or any of the characters that he has? That's something I'd really like to see, and we never see it in Ninja Storm, or Dino Thunder, or any of the Disney seasons. It'd be a cool thing for the comics to explore if the comics were interested in doing anything that actually tied in with the show. Yeah, the comics are very much their own thing. I've tried getting into the comics, and yeah, they're just weird. At this point, they're barely about the show. Like, the show is barely a skeleton for the comics. So, back to this thing. One of the nice things I like about this episode is they try to build up, like, some mystery around the Thunder Rangers, and there's lots of little pieces of the puzzle that lead to Blake and Hunter being the Thunder Rangers. At least it would work, except it's already really obvious it's them. And one of the big reasons, and when I was a little kid and I thought about this, they're the only two, like, major characters who interact with the Rangers. There's two other Rangers that are mysterious and we don't know who they are. It's Blake and Hunter. Yeah. I really think there should have been some red herring characters. I'm trying to remember in Hurricaneger if they had, like, red herring characters or if they introduced the Thunder Rangers any better. And I seem to remember there were, like, other characters aside from the two people who would become the Thunder Rangers and Hurricaneger that the Hurricanegers would interact with regularly. So there was a little bit more mystery there, at least from what I remember. Now I can't remember. Oh, well, anyway. So yeah, that's kind of lame in Power Rangers. It's not much of a mystery because the only suspects are the only suspects. There's only, like, two that could fit. So, whatever. Oh yeah, and the way that they're revealed at the end doesn't really have any impact. Like, the audience already knows, they've been pounding it over our heads for the last couple of episodes that Blake and Hunter are the Thunder Rangers. Meanwhile, the Ninja Storm Rangers have had almost no clues who the Thunder Rangers are. And I feel like this might have been a writer's mistake, and that's why they're revealed the way they are at the end. The writers got to this point, and they needed to have a dramatic reveal of who the Thunder Rangers were. But because the Ninja Storm Rangers haven't been getting any clues about who they are, all the clues are for the audience, not them. So there's no mystery for them to piece together. It's a mystery that the audience, I'm guessing for the most part, even back when it aired and little kids were watching it, they probably already put it together. So the whole just them demorphing for no reason was more just the writers are like, well, crap, we wasted all this time giving clues to the audience. we never had any clues for the Rangers. So we gotta do it here. We want them to know who they are so that they can be saved in the next episode and redeemed. Yeah. Anyway, back to my notes here, seeing if there's anything else I want to talk about. Okay. Not a whole lot else to talk about. It's still an okay episode, despite some of the problems I have with it. The biggest one being that the show seems to try and push the Thunder Rangers as being a mystery or some kind of puzzle to reveal, but it isn't really. Like, you have two mysterious characters, then you have two new characters here, the only two new characters that they could possibly be, so there's not any mystery there, and I feel like it would have been a lot more satisfying if the Rangers themselves could have pieced together the information that Blake and Hunter were the Thunder Rangers. But I don't know how they would, because, like, I don't know how they would, and it wouldn't feel forced, because they weren't getting any of the clues that the audience was getting. The audience can see, like, everything that Blake and Hunter are doing. We can see all the suspicious stuff. We see them take Dustin's backpack, and then we see the Thunder Rangers take the disc to Lothor, and then we see Blake pretend to be unconscious. He sees Tori enter the Ninja Ops. He has that evil smile. It's really obvious. But it's all stuff obvious to the audience, but not the Rangers. The Rangers don't see any of this. They take Dustin's backpack after he leaves it behind. Tori is facing that way. Cam's looking that way. Blake is down here. Neither of them can see his face. So yeah, that's about it for this one. It's a fine episode. I just think the introduction of the reveal that Blake and Hunter were the Thunder Rangers was really sloppy. I don't think that was handled well at all. But Blake and Hunter are really cool characters, especially later on in the series. Once they become good guys and they join the Rangers, I think they're some of the strongest characters in Ninja Storm. But for now, their introduction is... So that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. See ya.